Make sure I am live. I am live. Okay. I believe I am live. So, hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Tiffany Bacon, and I am coming from you from Atlanta, Georgia. I am the CEO of Bloom Coaching and Consulting and Operation Love and Hope. And so I have a special guest today, Miss Arvilla Beckworth, that will be coming to speak on organize our lives, getting our lives in order. And so a lot of you know that follows me know that I have been speaking on moving forward. And so it's difficult to move forward when we have been stuck in procrastination. We've been stuck in possibly coming out of toxic relationships. There's so many different facets of areas that could keep us hindered in that area and prevent us from moving forward into this season that God has for us. And so I want her to come and speak and give us tips and strategies and systems to move forward in this season. We all know that it is June next week, right? So we're almost in the next half of the year, and we know at that point it just starts snowballing. Like there's a big snowball, and we will be in Thanksgiving and Christmas if you guys celebrate those holidays. And we do service women globally, so we know that you all are here just to support, and we want to service you on today. So I want to welcome you all. Hold up, I'm sorry. Just to support, and we want to service you I'm on having today. A little. So I want. Okay, sorry about that. So again, thank you for all coming. For everyone that is logged on or that is watching the video, I want you to drop your name and where you're from in the chat. You can also drop any questions that comes up to you on the way while you're listening to Miss Beckworth come and share some fabulous tips that she's going to bring out today. And so I'm getting ready to invite her in just a second. Okay. So Arvilla, okay. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. So if you could say hello to the people and just share a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arvilla Beckworth. I am an accountability strategist where I help women organize their lifestyle by creating better habits so they can enjoy more time and do what they love. I'm also a podcast host of A Second Chance at Life. It's where I help women take obstacles and turn them into opportunities. So I I make sure that I let people know that no matter what you've been through, you can always do life over again. And my day job, when I'm not at home, I'm actually over the road truck driver with my husband. I drive an 18 wheeler across
Right.
the United States. So those are some of the things that I do.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Mm.
So, your reason for being here today, know that you serve single moms, and I serve single moms as well. And so, just want to give them some strategies because as a single mom, we know that um, just not having the proper resources
Yeah.
will feel as though we're stuck,
Mhm.
because a lot of times it's difficult to locate those resources, and then you have a sense of who can you trust type of thing as a single mom, right?
Yep.
And then being with this pandemic, right? I mean, it has been crazy,
Very much.
and that we're still within the pandemic. I mean, COVID is still happening. um and so I want you to share, if you could just express the importance of getting our homes and our finances in order. As a
Sure. Why it's so important is being organized basically sets the foundation for your life. If you're a single mom or even just a mom or a businesswoman,
right,
your life is probably already chaotic. You're doing things on a day-to-day basis. You're probably, paying one person, maybe even, taking from another person to make ends meet. But your life is chaotic. And sometimes you just need things in place to give you a sense of stability. And that's what organization does. It
Right.
helps you realize exactly where you need to spend your time. And in those areas where we all have those bad habits, looking at
Mhm.
social media, watching TV, things that we could probably actually nudge down a bit so we can start the business, so we can write the book, so we can have more time for our family, so we can create more income. But before you know why it's important, you got to know where your time is going. If you're someone that doesn't keep track of time and you're always wondering where your time is going, I want to challenge you to do a time study. For the
Right.
next 5 to 7 days, write down everything you do from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed. And that means when you eat, you sleep, how long you've been on social media, how long you're watching TV, how long it takes you to get to work, and really pinpoint everything you do for a day. After 1 week, you will actually see where your time is going. So you'll know by the end of the week if you spend 4 hours on Instagram
Right.
or you spend 3 hours on Netflix each week. Come to find out, those 7 hours may be the 7 hours you need to make additional money for your family. Or it could be the same 7 hours you need to start that business.
Right.
So try doing a time study to see where your time is going. That way, you know why organization is so important. Because the one thing that organization showed me is the one thing that is expensive because we can't buy time back. Time is something that none of us can get back. Once you use it or you don't use it, it's gone. So
Right.
you got to be very mindful of the time that you do have and live to the best of your ability.
Right. You've set some great tips. And so I want you to share, could you share prior to getting your life in organized, what was that like for you? But prior to you knowing, okay, I need to organize and structure my life, what does that look like?
I'm gonna be honest with you, it was crazy. And the reason why I knew I needed organization is right around my 20s. That's when I became a single mom.
Mhm.
At that moment, I'm transitioning from high school to my first year of college. So in my mind, I was already thinking I'm going to be free. I'm going to be, living the life I want to live until I got pregnant. So all that changed. So now I have to redo my plans on
Mhm.
becoming a single mom. But in the meantime, I was still spending my money recklessly. I was eating like crazy. And so I realized I was losing money. I wasn't paying attention to what was going around me. So at that time, after some trial and error, I was forced to get organized. There was no choice. It wasn't something that I was like, you know what? I want to get organized.
Right.
Actually, it came at a time where it got hard for me because I was a single earner that I ended up filing bankruptcy. And
Mhm.
when I seen that, I'm like, okay, now this is enough. I got to a point where I can no longer have additional income because I was relying on credit cards. I was going to the payday loan places to pay my bills. And when all that got cut out and I was stuck in bankruptcy, there was no more money coming in. So I had to put things in place to make sure that I was organized. So I started to create a budget, going on Excel and just tracking my spending. Where's my money going that every week I always end up short?
Right.
Start tracking my spending. Then I start tracking my time. And this is before Instagram and stuff came out, but I was still losing my time, either sleeping and hanging out with friends, just really managing my time. So it seemed like I was almost forced to get organized because I was still in the stage of young teen, young adult to now become an adult. So I
Right.
had to grow up pretty fast with my daughter. It's like, you don't have time to kick it no more. You got to be responsible. You got to have things in order to get your life organized. So that was one of the main reasons that I got really passionate about becoming organized because I knew how hard it was being a single mom and having a chaotic lifestyle.
Exactly.
Once I start to get things organized, I realized even though my child's father wasn't in the picture, I was so on top of my game that I realized I didn't need him. What I would love to have him there emotionally for my daughter, yes. But since he wasn't there, I had to do the best that I had with what I had. So being organized is what kind of gave me that step above to get me in the right direction.
Right, right. I totally agree with you. I think like the different facet of areas that we go through in our lives, whether it's being a single mom, if we're a recent divorcee, or just been in a traumatic situation in our lives, will definitely shift things in
Oh,
regards to our affairs, and it will leave us. It'll be chaotic. And
Mhm.
just knowing when it is time to, okay, let me put some more things in place. I need new systems, new structures, because those old habits, they don't work anymore. And we just have to get to that place of knowing, okay, yes, now I need some structure. Now I need to organize because I can't move forward in anything if I'm not
Mhm.
organized.
Right.
Right, right. So that was powerful. So would you share some efficient systems or apps you would recommend to assist us in maintaining our household or
Mhm.
finances, meal prep, or any goals? I'm sure that there's several apps or things of that nature.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's several. And I like, for me, simple is better. What I teach my ladies is to simplify your life.
Right.
You're right. There's so many apps out there, and just looking for one can be overwhelming. So when
Mhm.
you do your research, look for something that is not only going to be beneficial for you, but easy to use.
Right.
But the ones that I have for money, I love Mint. Mint not only helps me create a budget, it tells me when my bills are due, it tells me what's upcoming, and it allows me to be accountable for my bills. You never want to give something all the power to control your bills, your meal prep, or your goals. You
Right.
want to kind of have some say so on what goes on. And that's what I like about Mint. It just kind of keeps it in front of me. It keeps me on track on paying bills and knowing what the next things do.
Okay.
Number two is for meal prep. I like to use Mealime, Mealime, or
Meal.
you can also use the Food Kitchen Network. They both do the same thing. The Food Network is more of hands-on. You can see them create videos. They both help you create healthy eating styles. It allows you to take those menus that you like and create them to an automatic grocery list. So as soon as you find a menu you like, you can go ahead and print that grocery list out and go to the store. Plus, you can plan your meals in advance. For me, I like to cook on Saturday and have my meals planned out for the rest of the week. So that kind of gives me a better sense of what I'm eating, plus I'm saving money at the same time.
Okay.
And last, for my goals, I like to use called Habit List, Habitlist. Not only does it motivate you to reach your goals, but it pretty much keeps it in front of you.
Okay.
When you have a goal, it keeps that reminder and kind of gives you the progress bar on what you're doing next. Plus, it helps you set up smaller goals. So the one big goal of trying to save up $5,000, that may be a big goal, but
Mhm.
it gives you ways that you can get smaller bite steps. Let's save $50 a week. Let's save another 100. So it gives you little small bites to take things one step at a time to accomplish the big goals. And those four particular apps seem to work out pretty well with what I got going on. Simple is better for me.
Okay, okay, thank you. Those some great resources. I do have some questions in the chat. Um,
Okay.
Miss Hope Williams wants to know what suggestions do you have for trying to organize by reducing or eliminating your
And it's that workload. I'm sorry.
wardrobe,
Work road.
her wardrobe, her clothes, her closet.
Oh, oh, okay. So her wardrobe. Okay. So
Do you see the question?
now I can see it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. For me, I'm one of those people that have a hard time getting my wardrobe reduced. For some reason, I got like 7 black dresses and I don't need them. 7 black shoes. I'm like, really, I can really do without. So what I do during the springtime, I try to do almost not a garage sale, but I get all the stuff that I know I can't fit or have duplicates of and give them to like my local Goodwill, or if there's a domestic violence shelter to women that need clothes to use to go for interviews or just clothes to have. So basically, I try to keep 2 or 3 good black dresses that I know, short sleeve, long sleeve, and then maybe one that cinches up. The rest I give away because I know 9 times out of 10 I buy another black dress
Right.
later on in the year. So try to get away the things that you have duplicates of, the things that you know that are wholly got stains on them, stuff like that. Go ahead and throw them away. You ain't gonna do nothing with them. Have them in your closet. Just leaves clutter. And that's one thing about organization. If you can remove clutter in your home, like your clothes and stuff, it alleviates less stuff for you to see,
Mhm.
making it less full in your closet. So try to make it a minimize. Also, try doing winter and summer clothes. When it's the winter time, I try to put my summer clothes in containers up under my bed, kind of big clear containers. That way my closet's still not overwhelmed with clothes, and I just recycle them every season.
Great, great, great answer. That's something similar to what I do. So that's great answers. To know that I'm doing the similar thing that
Yes.
you. Okay, so we have another question, Miss Dawn Thomas. Do you have tips for folks who might have the opposite challenge and need to budget time in for relaxation and enjoyment?
Oh, so you need some self care, huh? That's
Mhm.
what it looks like. Yes, that's the one thing that I can say us as women, we sometimes fall at the wayside is self care. Self care is something that we all need, no matter if people say it's selfish or you can take it another time. That's one thing that I tell women never let that be a reason why you don't do self-care is because what people say. Self-care is basically your low warning battery that tells you your energy is low. And just like your phone, when it gets to 10%, what do? You go ahead and grab the charger, you charge it up to make sure that your phone doesn't die. And you got to consider yourself the same way. When you feel yourself getting tired by the end of the week or the middle of the week, you find yourself drained, you need some more rest, notice your body. Your body's telling you what's wrong with it. If you continue to work over that, you're going to eventually burn yourself out. So learn your body and know the signs that it's giving you and try to incorporate at least once a week. I try to do once a day self-care. And what I mean by self-care to me is me time. So 5 to 30 minutes every day, I try to do an assessment with me. I check in with myself to see how I'm doing. If it's after lunchtime and I realize that I am overwhelmed, that's when I assess, well, let me go take a 5 minute walk to kind of release some of the stress. Or if I assess that I'm having a great day, guess what? I'm going to just keep pushing. Or if I know that I haven't been eating good, then I know, okay, well, let me go ahead and grab a snack. But that me time is my self care where every day I check in with myself and just figure out how am I doing? What do I need from myself at this time? Now, if I need something a little bit more, then I'll try to schedule that for the weekend. So if I need to have that hot bath, or if I need to take a longer walk or hang out with my girls, I know by the end of the week, I need to be planning something to get more self care back. So what you have to realize, you make time for what's important to you. So if you're saying that you need more enjoyment and self care to replenish your body, you'll make time for it just like you would do social media and Netflix and everything else. You got to make time for it.
Right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And so also, we know that every household is and woman is different.
Mhm.
And as a single mom, possibly with 3, 4 kids, we would say,
Mhm.
who struggles with where to start.
Mm.
How would you empower them right now in the information that you would give them to push forward in the press in their current circumstance?
Yes. Number one, don't be hard on yourself. I know we all get in some situations that maybe we didn't think we would be in. Maybe you thought you were going to have just the one child and now you have three or four. Or maybe you were in a relationship and that person left and now you're now the sole breadwinner. Don't be hard on yourself. When you became a single mom or a mom, no one gave you a manual to do motherhood. You basically learned it on your own or you picked up what you could. So understand, by understanding that you are doing the best that you can with what you have, you understand that whatever may come your way, they may be lessons, they may be good or bad, but they're actually going to be the thing that sets the foundation for you. I know with being a single mom, being bankrupt and being in the position of having two jobs taught me a lot of stuff. It taught me that one, I need to be mindful of my time, but two, working two jobs taught me that I didn't want to live like that. I wanted to spend time with my daughter. I want to be around with her and be able to see her grow up. So life will give you lessons when you see them, and take a hold of them and understand things won't last always. Things are just temporary. You may be going through a struggling season right now where the money's not there. You're on food stamp, you're on public assistance. The job is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. The kids is acting up. Understand it's just temporary. But what makes it all work is you. You getting your self-care in, you organizing your life, you being prepared when things become a setback. You know how to put yourself in position to come back. But that's exactly what it is a temporary setback. So don't give up. Give yourself grace. Understand that when God made you, He knew who you were going to be to these kids. And that was a great mom. That is a great mom. So don't ever doubt that God put more on you than you can bear. He knew you can handle it. So
Right.
just understand, take it one step at a time. No one's perfect, and you can do this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arvilla, for that encouragement and that empowerment. I'm sure that our audience are feeling rejuvenated right now. And so I have one more question for you. How would you suggest, because I know we have a couple older people in the crowd from the people that I know, finding a system that works for their household. So that could, if you could speak to the millennium, the Gen Z, the Gen Y, um, some like to write down, some like to keep it in their phone. So could you speak a little bit about that?
I definitely can. I wrote it out because I've never had that question before to break it down by generation. So I wrote it down. So for everybody, no matter what age you are, get you a coach or a mentor that will help you and hold you accountable to whatever you want to do with your life.
Right.
Sometimes having someone seeing you from the outside looking in can help you see barriers, obstacles, blinders that you might have put up consciously and unconsciously that can help you kind of get over that hump that you kind of been struggling with. So that's my number one thing. For Gen Zers, this is our technology generation. You can ask anybody in this generation and they can grab a phone from you and show you how to use your phone better than Apple or better than Samsung or anybody else. It seems like this generation really knows how to use technology.
Yeah.
So I want to say, use what you have. If you have Siri, Alexa, if you have apps, if you have reminders, use those things to make your life easy because that's what you're good at. Once you determine what you need on a daily basis, you'll end up being your best self because you're working in your what do they call it when you're working in it's a word for it. Gosh, I can't think of it, but basically technology is your thing. So just master it and do what you do best.
Right.
Millennials, use your knowledge of technology and create your own roadmap. You are the generation that broke away from the traditional 9 to 5. So as a millennial, you're accustomed to things happening right away. But take one thing from me, some things take a crock pot stance. You got to put stuff in it and wait for it to develop. So if you're looking to get your life on track, don't be discouraged that it doesn't happen right away. Understand, lasting results take a little bit more time to produce. To my Gen Xers, be flexible. Me being a Gen Xer, sometimes we are set in our ways and it's okay to loosen up. You come from a time when your parents worked all the time and you realize that's not the lifestyle you wanted. So you started to create the work and life balance, having more life to enjoy more life in time. So if you're like me, I'm a pen to paper person. I seem to remember more when I write things down. So with that being said, whether it's a calendar, if it's a notebook, it's a planner, utilize the things that you know best. If you like writing sticky notes and putting them around the house or putting them in the car, do that. If you like things like notebooks and stuff, do that. But you don't have to keep up with the younger generation to feel like you have to live your life the way it's supposed to be. So just use what you have.
That was amazing. Great advice because I know I am one that have to have my pad and my
Yes.
pens and my highlighters. And then sometimes I will feel okay, do I need to have both like to kind of
Mhm.
feel like I'm kind of, the phone but I always go back to my pad. I
Me
always
too.
go back to my pens, my calendar. I love to fill the pages.
I just, yes.
Yes.
That is me all the way.
Yeah, so great advice. I really appreciate you coming in um to give advice and speak to our
Problem.
audience on today. If you could please share your contact information, and I will definitely also email that information out. And we
Sure.
did have one more question.
Sure.
So is it possible for the apps to be that were mentioned shared in the chat? So I know you mentioned Mint.
Mhm.
What was the other one?
Meal Lime, MEALIME, meal plan and recipes.
Okay, milk. Okay.
Food Network Kitchen.
Food Network Kitchen.
And then the last one will be Habit List.
And you say habit list.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, okay. So there you go, ladies. The apps are in the chat for you, and you can always go back and listen to the video to get those tips. If you weren't taking copious notes, you can definitely go back for that. So if you could share your contact information, Arvilla, for the ladies that may want to reach out to you because you did give some awesome information to help them get organized and whatever. So if you could share that for me.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Arvilla_Beckworth. I'm majority on Instagram. It's a platform that I pretty much mastered pretty well so far. I do dibble and dabble in Facebook, which is also under Arvilla Beckworth as well. I'm learning TikTok. Haven't quite got there yet, but I'm learning TikTok. So I'm trying to get in that,
Oh,
Generation Z area, but I haven't got there.
right.
But you can also find me on www.arvillabeckworth.com. There you can find my services and my products that I offer at the present time. And right now, I do have a free 15-minute clarity call for someone that just may want to brainstorm, just want to pick my brain, or just need help kind of getting their life together and just kind of getting that direction also. So you can find me on all those platforms. You can also find me on YouTube at arvillabeckworth.com. And again, you can find my podcast on all podcast platforms, A Second Chance at Life.
Great, great. So thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were our guest on today. I'm just bringing some fabulous information and strategies and systems for the audience on today. So I guess we don't have anybody have any more questions before we log off. Arvilla, did you want to say anything before we log off? Or-
Just let everyone know, like Tiffany was talking about, we are about to enter into the second half of the year. Understand, if you didn't get your goals started on December 1st, January 1st, or February 1st, it's never too late to get your life in order. All it is letting you know that, hey, I got another chance starting June 1st, if that's going to be your anniversary date, to kind of get your day started right, and plus get your life in order. The one thing that I hear from a lot of women is like, well, I got to wait till December 31st. I got to wait till
No.
January 1st to start. No, because your life is going to keep going whether you start on January 1st or December 31st. You just want to make sure that you capitalize on the time that you do have and start when it's right for you, and just start. Don't get nervous. Just do it.
Right. I agree. Just do it. Remember that we create the life that we want to live. And in order to do that, changes have to be made. Structure has to be put in place. And so we want to thank you all for joining us today. You can definitely reach out to either myself or Arvilla, so we could serve you at whenever you feel and ready to be served. I will send out a email with all the information. I'm just thanking you for attending on today, and also questions that were answered. You can also go back and listen to the video as well as on YouTube and in the Facebook group as well. So we thank you and look forward to the next workshop and session with you all, ladies, and you all have a nice evening.